Greetings. We continue Daniel's explanation of truth part 1, and this is part 3 of that first sermon on verses 1 through 4. We left off studying in Daniel about the transition of power from the Babylonians to the Medo-Persians and then to the Greeks. Alexander began to reign at age 20, following the assassination of his father. Within 10 years, he had conquered most of the known world, and he died at age 33. He was dynamically strong, and he did exercise authority over a great domain, and he did according to his own will. That's what was prophesied here. So Daniel chapter 11 verse 4 literally says, "And when his particular kingdom it shall stand, it shall be broken into pieces, and it shall be distributed with reference to the four wind directions of the heaven." We go back to Daniel 8:22. It says, "Now that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, four kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power." This great and vast empire which Alexander assembled through conquest did not long endure as a unified kingdom. Immediately upon his death, the kingdom was divided into four parts, and none of the four rulers had the power, the authority, nor the prestige that Alexander had enjoyed. Verse 4, the second part says, "And not reference to his last particular things, neither according to his particular domain, which he exercised authority over." The transition of power was not to any of Alexander's kinfolks. His two brothers and his sons were all murdered, and the kingdom was divided among four of Alexander's generals into geographic proportions. First, Seleucus was given Babylon and Syria. Ptolemy was given Egypt. Lysimachus was given Asia Minor, and Cassander was given Greece. The third part of verse 11 says, "In order that his particular kingdom, it shall be plucked up itself and given to another of a different kind outside of these ones." So this verse denotes and emphasizes a great change in the traditional transfer of power in a monarchical system. Alexander, from the reigning family, he inherited from his father when he was killed, yet upon his death, his kingdom was not given to his heir, but it was given to a different kind of heir because it was plucked up. So beginning in verse 5 of chapter 11 and continuing in much of this chapter, we'll find descriptions of the several ongoing conflicts between those who ruled over the portions of this divided empire for many years to come. In fact, we'll find similarities to what's still happening today. So in fact, almost 200 years of rule by the factions of this divided Greek empire would rule and reign over the geographical region, which includes Israel, Jerusalem, and the Jewish people. The major struggles through these years would be between the rulers of the south, Egypt, and the rulers of the north, the Babylonian, Medo-Persian, Syria area. And in the middle of these two warring factions geographically was the land of Israel. It had to be passed through by either army when it was headed toward the other. And it became the place where a frustrated ruler or general would take out his aggressions when he was unsuccessful, or maybe when he was elated in celebrating a victory. In either case, it made for the tedious existence for Daniel's people for many years to come. Now remember the full scope of Daniel's 70 weeks of years, the 490 years reached to Messiah. In Amos 8:11, it was prophesied, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Ezekiel 7:26 also says, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients.